What's up guys, my name is Matthias aka Broken Elegance and I'm back with another vital tutorial for you guys. Since the Super Saw tutorial was so well received and you guys demanded more, I'm back here with another tutorial for a real classic sound, dubstep growl bass. So I'm going to show you guys how to make that sound in Vital. As last time, I have the preset file down below for you guys to download. No subscriptions, nothing like that. Just download preset. I also attached a discount code for Black Lotus Audio. You can use that to get 10% off from their products, including the upcoming melodic bass pack that I'm working on. We are here in FL Studio, but for this tutorial you won't need to use the same DAW. Everything in this tutorial will be done in Vital and no additional effects used. This is the sound we will be making today. And with this morph knob you can change the sound. Pretty crazy. We have destroy knob. It works better on the normal version. That's nasty. Here is the patch for all the busy ones. Here you can see all the effects. Just pause the video and copy the settings, but for others I will be going through the patch and teach you guys how to make this sound. Let's start with initialized preset. You can do that by clicking over here in this menu. For this sound I'm going to use one of my custom wavetables. It's called Lioness, if I can find it over here. Yep, this is the wavetable. So we have initialized preset, the Black Lotus Lioness wavetable. It's basically a modified sine that transforms to distorted sine wave. And we are going to start by creating the vowel shape. This is pretty basic dubstep growl stuff. So with the alpha 1 I'm going to create this following shape. First let's pull level all the way down like that, and then we assign the alpha 1 to the level knob, and it's already at 100%, but make sure to drag this all the way through. So now when I play the sound, this level knob should go from 0 to 100 following this shape. Like that. Then we are going to pull the transpose down all the way to 24. That means we will go down 2 octaves. Let's assign these to filters 1 and 2. And now we have this kind of sound. Then we will use this spectral warping and put it on form and scale. And what this does, it alters the sine wave. I'm not sure what it does exactly, but this is the effect. We assign alpha 1 to form scale. Let's put something like that. So 180 or 70, that's not really, you have to adjust this to the taste. And then let's pull the form scale down a little bit. So it's starting from earlier position and moving to the center. Like that. Then we will use FM from oscillator 2. This doesn't do anything yet. When we turn on the oscillator 2, this will alter the sound of oscillator 1. For oscillator 2, I'm going to go to basic shapes and choose simple sine wave. Let's pull this down 2 octaves like that. and then we pull level all the way down. This is just modulator, we don't need sound from this oscillator. And now when we play the sound, it starts to morph. I forgot to do one important thing, but we are going to use LFO2 with similar shape, maybe a little bit more curved one, to modulate the wavetable position. And now when I play this sound, the wavetable will go all the way to 100 and back to 0 following this LFO. You can already hear the classic growl bass sound, but it's still pretty rough, so let's continue. I'm going on the second frequency morph. On the second frequency morph, I'm going to put vocode, and we are going to drag a macro on that one. This will change the sound later on. Like that. Pretty nice. Now next thing is to add a filter, and I'm going to use low pass and use LFO2 for that. That's nice. We could maybe use the dirty 24 dB. You can find it from this menu. And with this one, we can add distortion with drive. That also works on the analog, but I prefer the dirty 24 sound for this one. Then let's add filter 2 and use dirty 24 again. And for this one, I'm going to change the filter shape to high pass. And again, drag LFO over here. And this time we are only going to very lightly take out the low end to emphasize that growl bass sound. To be exact, you can leave this around 100 and this around 250. Now let's crank a little bit drive to this one. Let's also use key track for both of these. That's it for the voices page. Now we will move to the effects. First thing we are going to add is an EQ, and we are going to do same stuff as with filters over here. So let's change this to high pass, crank up the resonance and assign LFO2 to it. I'll pull this down a little bit. That just adds a little bit emphasis on that growl sound. Then we are going to add delay and use seconds and crank this all the way down to 0.001 and drag the feedback down. We can leave mix pretty high when tweaking the sound, but drag spread down and raise the cutoff. This is the sound. Now we can add this to macro.
we will adjust the macro later, but for now, with this timing knob, we can adjust the metallic tone of the sound. Then we will pull mix down to around 30%. Then we will pull down the mix to around 30%. You can play with this knob to alter the sound. Next one is chorus. Let's pull mix up and add some stereo width to the sound. This seems to be alright. Then pull the spread down and cut out the lows. And then let's pull this around 10%. Next step is to add distortion. For that we are going to use signfold. Crank the drive up a little bit and then drag the mix down, and let's assign LFO1 to it. Mostly when making dubstep growls, I use LFO1 to control the volume and LFO2 to control the sound. So when the sound is playing, LFO1 increases the distortion on the sound, and that will increase the volume as well. Again, we can play with this knob to alter the sound pretty greatly. Then we will add compression. Let's pull the mix down and let's pull this high-lower ratio down and this high-upper ratio up, and that creates following sound. Then we will add LFO1 to the mix knob. And that already sounds pretty great. Then let's add reverb. Yeah, reverb on the bass sounds can sound really good, but you have to be pretty careful with that. We don't want any low end, so let's drag this around 400 to 500 Hz and the upper point to around 3000, 4000 Hz. Then let's drag the time down a little bit. We can increase the size a little bit and then drag the mix down to 10%. You want to keep the mix very light on this one because we don't want to blur our sound too much without the reverb. Also, I forgot to tweak the EQ a little bit more, so we are going to do that now. Let's raise the resonance and have it set around there. That adds some high end to the sound. Then we will take the band knob and raise this a little bit, assign LFO2 on it. We will start the movement over here and then lower it to around middle point. And this is what you will hear. This filter movement is really crucial for the growl based sound. It will emphasize the vowels in the sound, so be sure to do that. Then let's drag down voices and you can play with the spread knob. Now let's assign the macros. So on macro 1 we had the oscillator 2 frequency morph, which is on the vocode. Then we will drag this to the drive. And to assign the macros, you can just click over here and drag to anywhere. We will have just very light drive boost with this knob. And also we will add that to the delay mix of the sound. So without the macro 1 sounds like this, and with the macro it sounds like this. Then if we want to do the destroy knob, we can do that by assigning the macro to wave morph of oscillator 2 and then choose quantize. And that creates the following effect. Pretty cool. Anyways, that's it for the sound. You can download the preset down below in the comments, as I mentioned. Be sure to grab the discount code. When the Melodic Bass Pack Odyssea releases, you guys will get 10% off with that code. Down below in the comments, let me know what sounds would you like me to create and show how to make. Anyways, thanks. I'll see you guys on the next one.